Well, what's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Man, it has been a strange day. It's been a busy day. It's been hard for me to keep up because there's been so much going on, starting at this morning when I first got up. Literally, I was listening to bits and pieces of Jerry Jones going off on Amari Cooper about not being vaccinated. And I want to remind you guys, because actually it's not just Jerry Jones. Now we also have Michael Irvin going off on him as well. Let me remind you of what Michael Irvin said this summer when it came to COVID. Let me play this clip for you so we have a basis.
Why do we get what all of these OTAs and all of the conditioning you do? Why do you do that? You do that to eliminate anything that will stop you from getting a championship. So I don't want being out of shape to cause me some football games, to cause me wins. So I get in shape. I run plays over and over and over again, so I can perfect the play, because I don't want a mistake to stop me from winning a championship. My job as a player, my job as a leader is to eliminate anything that can stop me from winning a championship. And damn it, now we have to deal with COVID, because COVID can stop you. 2 weeks out in the NFL, your season can be over. The right person out for 2 weeks, your season can be over. Your season can be over. So don't tell me you really, 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 really want to win a championship and you're not eliminating this thing from winning, from possibly stopping you. And guys, this is what gets me. I don't mind you coming after me. I don't mind you say what you say. Do two things up. Don't put me into your political discussion. Oh, right wing, left wing. I don't give a damn about that. I don't care about the right wing, left wing. I only care about a ring, not the right wing, left wing, or ring. That's it. That's all I care about. It's an indication to me how much you want to win a championship if you're not vaccinated, and I don't care what anybody says.
Michael, let me ask you this. If we found out that Dak Prescott or Tom Brady were not vaccinated, would you say that Tom Brady doesn't want to do everything it takes to win a championship? Because it seems to me like that's all he really cares about.
Yeah, but okay, I guarantee you Tom vaccinated. I don't even know, and I hear people saying, I guarantee you Tom vaccinated. Because do you think that Tom Brady we know, that would do anything to win a championship? You think he's going to let COVID get in his way? Let's be real. Come on, man. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Let's be real. Why would he do all that he's doing and then say, well, I ain't going to even worry about this? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so that was Michael Irvin a couple of months back, and it was almost like foreshadowing. So this morning, Jerry Jones really, you could see that he couldn't stand losing to Kansas City. He definitely wanted to get that win to be, the signature win of the season, to kind of say, look at the team that we put together. We are ready for prime time, that we're the best. And you could see him today just kind of going off, because literally I'm almost amazed at how he literally threw him under the bus. The players and everything else have come together. We're teammates and stuff, his choice and things like that. Jerry Jones is basically, F this. You check your individualism at the door. This is about being a teammate. And so to reinforce this, Michael Irvin went on and he started talking, of course, with TMZ. And let me read exactly what he said. I don't know what word to put on it, but I'm absolutely hot about it, Irving told TMZ. Are you joking? He specifically pointed to the load that the bench receivers had to try and shoulder to make up for Cooper's absence. I got a guy named Cedric Wilson catching passes who makes $2 million. And I got a guy named Noah Brown catching passes who makes $1 million. And then I got a guy who makes $21 million on the bench at home, not playing, Irving added. Crazy. Irvin was outspoken this summer, of course, as we just played the clip, about the vaccination rate the Cowboys had at the beginning of training camp. And the reason, and his reasoning then and reasoning now, is a more fiery version of Jones' team-first mentality. Our job as athletes is to try and remove any reason of not winning the Super Bowl, Irvin continued. It's why I condition, so fatigue ain't the reason that I lose the Super Bowl. And it's why I go over plays 1,000,000 times. So a mistake is not the reason why I lose the Super Bowl. You have to try and mitigate as any issue that could cost you a game or a Super Bowl. And COVID is one of those. You go get vaccinated to try and mitigate to mitigate it. Best you can. Now you can still get it even after you're vaccinated, but it's a different percentage or chance of getting it. And I need you to get that different percentage chance. I'm so hot for Amari Cooper not being on that. The Cowboys now face Cooper's former team, the Raiders, on Thanksgiving. And, you know, that would be a great game for Amari Cooper to be playing against, to kind of let them know, look what you guys missed. Having that extra motivation of Amari Cooper. And to touch on the whole thing about you can still test positive after having after having the COVID shots, which is very, very true. But see, there's a whole different protocol if you are vaccinated versus not. You have to have daily tests if you're not, to prove, of course, that you don't have COVID. If you test positive, then you are out for 10 days regardless. If you've been vaccinated 48 hours after having a COVID test, if you have no symptoms, no fevers, runny nose, or anything like that, you know, you can have it in your system where it hasn't attacked you, but you still have the traces of it. 48 hours after having no symptoms, you can take a test. If you pass that test, then you can take another test, and if that one's clear, you're back on the field. So you literally can be turned around in 4 days versus 10 days. Hence, you could maybe miss one game. But being unvaccinated, well, of course, that's a whole different story. And so you start looking at this and thinking, I have no doubt that the Cowboys should make the playoffs. I really don't. You know, I mean, if we only go 500 over the course of the last 8 games, including this one, okay, if we go 4-3 down the stretch, that gives us 11 wins. The Eagles would have to win every game to get to 11. They'd have to win every game. They'd have no margin for error to get there. And I just don't see that happening. So, yes, we should make the playoffs, whether or not. I mean, it would take an epic collapse for the Cowboys not to make the playoffs. But what you're talking about here is every game counting when it comes to home field advantage. Would you rather, if it's down in the playoffs, would you rather go to L.A. or be at home? Would you rather go to Green Bay or be at home? Would you rather be in Tampa Bay, where Tampa Bay has played lights out, or at home? And this is where every single game from here on out really counts towards that. And we need to get every one of the ones that we can and make sure that COVID isn't the reason that we don't. So, you know, it's too late on Amari Cooper. The damage is done. But if there's other players on the roster that haven't, after hearing Jerry Jones as well as now Michael Irvin, you kind of look at them and say, okay, you see what him not taking the shot did. Are you going to be the next one that might cost us a game? Some pretty strong words there, but it's true. Michael Irvin was right back in the beginning of training camp. And so with that being said, you just got to remember that when it comes to football, you've got one chance, one opportunity to get it right. And if you don't, you'll be sitting home come playoff time. Oh, and one other thing, too, in case you guys hadn't heard about Jason Garrett and the New York Giants.
You're fired! You're fired! Whoa! You're fired!
Yes, the Jason Garrett era is done with the New York Giants, and Freddie Kitchens will take over play calling. I don't really think that that's going to be enough to turn their season around. I think the die is cast. They're just a bad, bad team with some bad luck, and it's just going to be a bad season for them. And there you go. All right, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get back to the workshop. I wanted to bring that to you. We should definitely next time do it live.
For us today, and we will leave you with I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. And thing sucks. 5, 4, 3. That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting.